Ahoy, ahoy, hello. Hello, hello. I gotta make sure this camera is on. I'm literally in the dark. It's 2:26 after the meridian. And I thought I'd mention something. I've noticed this yesterday, but I kind of already had an idea of it, but I guess I'll speak on it now because it's like, to me, I'm noticing every damn thing. So, yesterday, there was a video that I was seeing. Someone was playing a video on, like, of a news clip, pretty much saying um, the weaknesses of the defenses of America. So you have like the Navy, SpaceX, what's the other ones? Hold on, what's the Navy SEALs? Basically the branch. They got different ones. Like I said, I'm not a part of any of the branches, but basically, long story short, they all ranked very weak. Okay, hey, we're weak in the Navy department, we're weak in the Marines department, we're weak in all of these departments, but the only thing that they were strong in was the chemical warfare, and I can believe that because right now we all are being poisoned. So basically, what they're saying is, okay, we have nuclear war or nuclear warfare, but everything else is weak. You know, maybe they have old equipment when it comes to weaponry, or maybe something's going wrong. So basically, long story short, the only people that are armed are the school shooters. Um, and when it comes to American weaponry, the only thing that they have that's in high standing, as far as got a good rating, was the chemical warfare. So when it comes to nuclear war or poisoning the food or poisoning your hair products, they're number one in that. And I can believe it because when it's time to get poisoned or when it's time to soak up the toxic and all the stuff you don't need, oh, you're going to get a plethora of it here. So I can believe that. I'm not thinking like, okay, that does make sense because that's America's way of showing their weakness. Oh, we don't have the weaponry, or we don't have the troops, or we don't have the money, whatever it is. That's showing weakness. You know, if you know you're headed for war or know you got it coming, why the hell would you show that? Oh, damn it, I ain't got no damn gun. But in the same time, you're going looking around for trouble, or you got your nose in somebody else's business. You see what I'm saying? That's called setting yourself up for failure, and basically that's short for suicide. Another thing too, what they show their weaknesses when it comes to being hacked. They'll have the banks, they'll have personal information, they'll have these agencies, and in a second will they say, oh, oh, damn it, we've been hacked. That's why your bank account got emptied out, or we've been hacked. That's why they got your information. And I'm thinking, like, first of all, that's a sign of weakness. Why would you show your signs of weakness? If I'm being hacked, or if I got beat up, or if I just got robbed or something, whatever the case may be, why the hell would I let my opponent know that I am weak? I don't have any military weapons. I don't have this, and I just got hacked. That's a setup. You know, because America gives this facade that you're so rough and tough, you got it going on, don't want for nothing, you're number one, but really, no, you're not. You don't have any supplies. You're not prepared for war. You're always getting scammed. Let you tell it. Because that's what they're telling us. Of course, they're not going to tell us what's really going on. Because here's the thing. If I'm really getting robbed, scammed, or if I really don't have weaponry, or if I really don't have money, I'm not going to tell you that. If I'm supposed to give a certain vibe or give you a certain impression that I'm way up here, you're not supposed to show signs of weakness. And I'm thinking, like, if they are doing that, that's to cripple you. To make you feel like, oh, well, I just tell them you're broke. Or just tell them you were hacked. Or just tell them you don't have a military. And I'm thinking, like, okay, again, if I don't have a military, no weapons, no money, I just got hacked, basically about to get overthrown, why the hell, why the hell are we encouraging or egging on any type of war? Hell, even an argument. If certain things, if you're not prepared for certain things, after a while, it's like, sit down somewhere. Why the hell? Hello, Keith Smith. It's Keith Smith. Hello, welcome in. Yeah, like these showing open signs of weakness, I'm thinking like, I'm thinking that's kind of a setup because it's kind of like it's to cripple that. These are arts of war. Basically, what you do, you come in, you cripple the people, or you cripple the department, lower it down to zero, then you go in for the kill because it's like, okay, weapons check. So the weapons got slapped out of people's hands. So you basically you don't have the defense, you don't have the money, and you probably won't have the option to maneuver, because they also say, oh, we've been hacked. So that means once you get fully cornered, that's where it's time for war, you know. So I'm thinking like right now, almost everything is probably already covered, like as far as cornered. Okay, so you have them in the cyber department, in the weapons department, and oh, speaking of weapons too, they said when it's time for like the marine, like the ocean wars, like getting ships out there with troops, they said the American troops, they probably only have 1 ship to 6 ships coming in from China. So basically, we'll say every 6 ships from China. Oh, basically, so China's troops is 6 to 1 with ours. So basically, they have millions and billions of people ready to go, and we got probably 2 and 3 people that are ready to go, and those are the school shooters. So that's not even the real lines of defense. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's so tacky over here, so tacky. So tacky. So if I'm thinking like, what the hell is this? And I'm noticing it, I'm thinking like, wait, that sounds like a setup. If you know you're literally like one sneeze from war, why the hell are you showing weaknesses? And why are you showing your hand? And I'm thinking like, okay, that's a setup. Because really, the people who actually are over war, or who really have the power to push the button, they're not going to be the ones getting bombs dropped on their heads. You know, so it's like, why the hell would you set the people up like that? Well, I'm thinking the whole point is, it's like I mentioned before, it's like more of a territory / power thing. So that's their way of, you know, swooping in for the power or swooping in for the territory. Okay, we just weaken the people, take everything, drain them of everything, and then therefore, once you're weak, then you'll be easy to defeat. Because it's like you'll have nothing, you have no defense, you have no weapons, you have no money, you just got hacked, can't count on your damn, on your military. You see, so it's like you're left weak, left with nothing. You look around and you're vulnerable, you know? So it's like, and that's from everything from top to bottom. It's not just the people who are, it's like, okay, let the government tell it, oh, we've been hacked. You know, it just doesn't sound right. And I'm thinking like, why the hell? Why would that be something that's known? And I'm thinking really that's just really all a part of war. Because really that's one of the worst things you can do. Even if I am smack dab of a war, you don't show your, it's like, oh, I'm surrendering. Oh, take me now. And it's like, well, why the hell would you encourage war if you know you don't stand a chance? So that's the part where I'm just like, why the hell would we be twisted up in any type of war, even talking about it, if you cannot match that energy? So I'm thinking like, sometimes stuff is just set up for destruction, you know. Oh, it'll be inevitable because it's like, okay, I'm here to. The goal is to have us destroyed, basically. It's a setup. Also, too, just speaking of showing weakness. So I don't know which prison this was, but whichever prison does conjugal visits. But this is the strangest thing, and I'm just like, a part of me kind of get it. I'm thinking like, why the hell would you be visiting somebody who's in prison for murder? But if they're a family member, it seems like family members, unless they really take it personally, or unless they're really hurt by it, they're not going to separate themselves from anyone who is guilty of murder. So long story short, and I don't know which state this was, I guess this could happen anywhere where they do conjugal visits, where, okay, if you have a husband or a wife that's in prison for murder or for any reason, your spouse that's outside, they can come and visit you for a certain amount of time, unsupervised. So then therefore, like I say, y'all can do whatever you want to do. And literally these 2 conjugal visits wound up with 2 women coming out murdered by their serial killer husbands. And it's so weird because I'm thinking like, if your husband is in prison for murdering his ex-girlfriend or attempted murdering his ex-girlfriend, actually one of them was in there for attempted murder, and the other one was in there for a murder. I think he said he killed a few people. He was a mass murderer, but he's married, and they were able to meet up with their wives, and both of their wives came up short. And these were like maybe a few months or a few years apart. But I'm thinking like, and they both were dead by strangulation. So I don't know if they were just dying to kill somebody. Like, okay, I got it in me because I'm a murderer, or maybe the wife did something and they caught wind of it. Because, you know, sometimes too, you know, the wives, if you have a spouse or a boyfriend that's in prison and you're doing your thing out there in the streets and the husband catches wind of it, like, okay, well, I got you on the next visit. They didn't tell why they got strangled in prison, but I'm thinking like, how the hell do you get murdered in prison by your serial killer husband? I'm thinking, wow, interesting. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so, yeah, I would say that would be another sign of weakness. I'm thinking like, so You also don't have security either. That's going to speak volumes too. So you're not safe in the prisons. I'm not saying prison is safe, but when it comes to quote unquote security, knowing your surroundings, you would think it'll be, oh, actually, no, I'm not going to say you can't get murdered in prison, but if you're supposed to be visiting, I'm visiting, how the hell do you get? Okay. I don't know. I don't even know how to slice it. But yeah, to me, America is showing way too many signs of weakness for this particular environment. And if you're weak, it's one thing if you're weak. Okay, if you're weak, you're weak. But I'm not going to make it known. It's one thing, it's something called, okay, go sit down somewhere, You can go in the background and sit down somewhere. People don't have to know what's going on with you. Oh, well, I'm weak. I just been hacked. And then you're announcing it. That's, that's basically, that's bird calling. And like I say, especially in war, you keep quiet. You keep your damn head down. You don't go looking for trouble in the midst of the storm. Anyway, I thought I'd mention that because I'm just noticing these signs of weaknesses that America is displaying. Oh, we're so hopeless. And okay, if you're so hopeless, why are you... Okay, whatever. Anyway, all righty, well, be well and be safe.